thing which is of mixed blessing, I would say. The use of information technology in education is all very modern, is all very good, but sometimes, you know, your best technology is a person. But the use of technology is another thing which can contribute to quality. So, there are these various aspects of quality in medical education. So quality is made up of a lot of different things. Now, where I come from, people seem to be thinking that quality is actually made up of quality assurance processes. That if we set proper standards, have regulators, if we have inspections, if we have transparency and evidence and data and people running around the world looking at your course, telling you what they think, ticking boxes and all this sort of thing, oh, that's quality. Well, you know, there is a quality industry that is doing this. I'll come back in a minute to saying what I think about running around anywhere, inspecting, ticking boxes, setting standards, writing reports, providing evidence of what's going on, openness, transparency, all these things that we hear about and we're supposed to value greatly. It's all part of the quality industry. Now, this quality industry that has us running around the world inspecting against standards has a history to it. It's been driven by various things. The quality movement, where I come from, has been driven by a number of things. Firstly, it's been driven by moral panic. Moral panic is always a very good way of changing things in society. And the moral panic that has driven our quality industry has arisen from a number of adverse incidents that have occurred in medical practice. And ballooning out from these adverse incidents, very bad things that have happened, has been a huge industry of panic around medicine. The profession itself has worried a lot, and that's right, the profession will worry. But moral panic also has developed in the media, in the press, in our newspapers, in television programs, and of course governments find moral panic a very convenient way to do the sorts of things that they might want to be doing anyway. So moral panic has a good and a bad side to it, but it has driven a lot of our quality industry. If we set standards, if we inspect, if we put in revalidation, if we do all of these things, it'll all be all right. Well, of course it won't be, but that is one reason for doing it. Globalization is another reason for the quality industry, where we have professions, in this case doctors, moving from country to country, changing their location of practice and so on. It is quite useful, perhaps quite important, to know what standards their previous training and their previous experience has actually met. So if we look at the World Health Organization Directory of Medical Schools, for example, or the ECFMG Directory of Medical Schools, they're listed, but they don't actually have any quality standards. And so there is concern around that. And both those organizations are considering using the World Federation for Medical Education standards, global standards for medical education, before they will actually put somebody onto those lists. So globalization is a big driver for the quality industry. Do your standards and our standards look the same? Have your people met the standards that everybody else